Today we will be continuing the data structures chapter. In the previous class we had discussed about arrays and we had also discussed some of the topics on arrays such as linear search and binary search. Today we will be continuing the same chapter and the chapter name is data structures, which is chapter number 4, and today we will be discussing the fourth session of data structures chapter. So today let me tell you about the weightage about the chapter which we are studying now. So this chapter we will be studying for 14 marks. So you will get one 1 mark question, one 3 mark question and two 5 mark question, in total 14 marks. Let us have a recap of the things what we studied in the previous class. We studied about binary search, algorithm for binary search, inserting an element to the array, deleting an element to the array, and algorithms for inserting and deleting. So today's class is about a new topic called stacks. So stacks, today we will be learning stacks. Most of the time we have seen you will be getting one 5 mark question from either stacks or queues, that is the algorithms. So let us check what is an stack. A stack is a collection of elements which is stored in some particular order. So the addition or removal of the elements are done at one end called top of the stack. So in stack the insertion and deletion operation is done at one end of the stack called top of the stack. Stack is nothing but it's a collection of items. In a stack the operations are limited to one end. Any operation, either you can add or remove, that operation is performed at one end, that is called top of the stack. The most recent added element will be the first element to be removed from the stack. So let us just discuss the definition. What is stack? Stack is a ordered collection of data items where the elements are added and removed at one end of the stack, and that end is called top of the stack. In stack the last item added, that is the most recent one, is the first item to be removed or deleted. The recent item added is the first element to be deleted, and this ordering is called LIFO. LIFO means last in first out, which means the last element added will be the first element to be deleted. Let us see which are the different examples of stacks. In our day-to-day life we have seen stacks at many places. So you might have seen a pile of books arranged one above the other. Another example is in a hotel you might have seen the pile of plates arranged one above the other. One above the other the plates are arranged. So similarly in a library you might have seen a pile of books. So similarly you might have seen a pile of chairs or stools arranged one above the other. So these are some of the examples, real life examples of stacks. So as you can see in the example, we can see element 1, element 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the top element is element 6. So element 6, if you are adding element 7, it will be placed above element 6. and if we are removing the element, if we are deleting the element, element 6 will be the first element to be deleted. So this type of ordering is called LIFO. LIFO means last in, first out. So let us see the arrangement of stack. First the top was null, later on we added the item stack elements 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now the top is pointing to 5 because 5 is the recent element added. Now if we add an element to the stack, that operation is called push operation. If we are removing an element from the stack, it is called pop operation. So popping means removing an element from the stack, pushing is adding an element to the top of the stack. So in the stack, either insertion or deletion, both are done at the same end, and that end is called top. Whenever you add an element, it will be added above 5. If you are removing an element from the present stack, you will be removing 5 from the stack. So let us discuss the memory representation of stacks. Stacks in computer memory, they are represented using two ways. One is static representation, that is done using arrays. There is another way in which we can represent stacks, that is using linked list, and it is called dynamic representation of arrays. Let us check out what is the static representation of stack using arrays, that is array representation of a stack. So stack can be represented using one dimensional array. We can use a array. As we know, array is a collection of homogeneous data elements, and the same array can be used to represent stack. And we use a pointer, that is called top, which indicates the top of the stack. And we use max stack, which will contain the maximum number, that can be the maximum number of elements that a stack can hold. If the top is equal to maximum size or max stack, that means the stack is full. So representing stack is easy, but a stack has fixed size. In case if you want to change the size during the execution of the program, for example, you have given size as 5, later on you decide to store 8 elements. It is not possible, because as we create a array with fixed size, the size is already fixed at the time of creation, that is 5. During the execution time, we will not be able to change the size of the array, so it is a static stack. In the example you can see, so top is representing 2 and stack grows in the, you can see the direction in which the stack grows. So as you can see, now the top is 2, and when we add the element comes to 3, then it comes to like this, the stack grows. Then we can see one more example where the stack is empty, then we are inserting 1. So after inserting, you can see the second figure, and then 2 is inserted, and then you can see after insertion of 2, stack has 2 elements, that is 1 and 2. So now we can see the linked list representation of a stack. So why do we need the linked list representation of a stack? As informed earlier, a static stack can be created using arrays. So when you create a array using when you create a stack using array, that stack will have a fixed size. The size cannot be changed. But if you want to change the size, then you have to use a dynamic representation, that is linked list representation of a stack. Representing a stack using array is easy and convenient, but it is useful to create a fixed size stacks. Sometimes when we want to increase the size during the execution of the program, so dynamic creation of stack is not possible using array. In such a case, we use linked list. So in linked list, we can increase the size at runtime. So and we can create new nodes as and when required. So it is better to use a linked list rather than array if you want to create a dynamic list. So now we can see the stack has 10, 8, 21, 33 and 18 and 40. So we can see the linked representation where we have something called node. Node has two parts, data and the next or the link part. So as of now we don't concentrate on the link part, we are interested only in the data stored. So as you can see, the data stored here is 40, 18, 33, 21, 8 and 12. The same can be represented using a linked list. So you can see here the data is represented using nodes. Each node will have one data and the address of the next node in the list. Linked list means, so from one node there is a link to the next node. As you can see, 40. In node 40 the data stored is 40 and there is a link to the next node, that is 18. So this is how we can represent a stack using linked list. So now we shall discuss the different operations that can be performed on stacks. As we know that any operation on the stack is performed on top of the stack, a common ending, that is top of the stack. Stacks uses LIFO ordering. LIFO ordering means last in first out ordering. So let us look at the different operations that can be performed on stacks. The first operation is stack. This creates a new stack or it creates an empty stack. It does not require any parameters. So if you give just a stack, it will create a new stack. The next operation is push operation. Push operation adds or inserts an element to the stack. So on the stack the elements are always added to the top of the stack. Then we have pop, which removes an element from the stack. So the element is removed, the topmost element is removed from the stack. The next operation is peek. Peek means, so we are returning the topmost element of the stack, but we do not delete it. We are just accessing the topmost element without deleting it. The next operation is empty. It tests whether the given stack is empty or not. If the stack is empty, it returns true, otherwise it returns false. Size. This operation returns the total number of elements exist in the stack. So let us have a look on the push operation. Insertion of elements in a stack. As you can see, so here we have stack is empty, then we are pushing 5, so stack will have 5, then 4 is pushed, so 4 comes above 5, so now top is 4, then again 3 is pushed, so in the stack we have 5, 4 and 3. If the element has to be removed, first 3 will be removed. So we can see one more example where top is equal to -1, then top is equal to 0 after pushing 10, then top is incremented by 1 and top will become 1 after pushing 20, then top becomes 2 after pushing 12, top becomes 3 after pushing 33. So this is how we can push the elements to the top of the stack. So initially top will be null or -1, which indicates the empty stack. So let us check out the algorithm for push operation. So stack is the array that contains n elements and top is the pointer which points to the topmost element. Item is the item to be inserted. Let us check out the algorithm. In step 1, we are checking the overflow condition or full. If we are creating a stack for n elements, as the count starts from 0, if you are creating a stack for 5 elements, count starts from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So topmost element will be n minus 1. Therefore, we are checking if top is equal to n minus 1, then stack is full. When stack is full, there is no space for adding new elements, so we exit. Otherwise, if top is not equal to n minus 1, then comes to step 2. So top is equal to top plus 1, we are incrementing the top before adding the element. Then step 3 is we initialize or we insert the element. Then we return. In push operation, we are checking the overflow condition, that is the overflow condition occurs when stack is full or when stack is the top of the stack reaches n minus 1. N is the size or the maximum limit. So next comes the pop operation. So initially we have, you can just check the elements, check the array. So we have array has totally 4 elements. Now I want to remove or I want to perform the pop operation. When I perform pop operation, 15 is removed, which is the topmost element. And again when we perform pop operation, 12 is removed. And again when we perform pop operation, 10 is removed. And when we perform pop operation, 5 is removed and stack becomes empty. So removing an element from top of the stack is called pop operation. Let us check out the algorithm for pop operation, where again we are using stack. Stack is the array which stores n element. N is the size of the stack. Top is the pointer which will point to the topmost element, as we know that in stacks insertion and deletion are done at one end, that is top of the stack. If top is equal to null or -1, then there are no elements. If there are no elements in the stack, we will not be able to delete. So that condition is called underflow, that is stack is empty. So if stack is empty, we will not be able to remove elements. So we are checking that with step 1. If top is equal to null, then we are checking the underflow condition, that is stack is empty. We will end the program. Otherwise, so we are copying or taking out the element from top of the stack into item, and then we are decrementing the top. As we remove the element, we are decrementing the top. So, this is about the algorithm for removing an element from the top of the stack. So, this ends the topic pop operation. So, today's class we discussed about stacks, what is stacks, how stacks can be represented in memory, what are the different operations that can be performed on stacks, push, pop, peep, then stack is empty and size. Then we learn about the push operation and pop operation, the algorithms on both. Kindly go through the video and also attend the test, the 10-mark test along with the video. Have a great day ahead. God bless you all. Thank you.